Going inside Memorial Sports, this is the Panther Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. We are going to jump into the Panther Fan Zone and talk a little bit more District 5 4A basketball. I want to mention something before we get in here. I mentioned last week being a big week because of the Caprock, because of teams getting into district play, because of Liberty and Friendship going to the tournament in Dallas. Something else jumped up on the radar. It surprised me. I thought after I thought about it, it shouldn't have surprised me as much as it did. But Lubbock Christian football coach Chris Softly has moved on up. He is going to be the new UT Permian Basin University football coach. He leaves after 9 years at Lubbock Christian. This is incredible. 101 and 22 in 9 years. State champions in 2022 and 2025. 2 other appearances in the state championship game. And I know I've covered this before. I think in the last 7 years, I believe they've gone to the state semifinals or deeper every year but one. Leaves an incredible legacy going up to the college level. He's been a graduate assistant at ACU, played at ACU. So it's not a totally foreign concept to him. But that's a good move for him. Yeah, Lubbock is losing a great coach, but I'm happy for him. Lubbock Christian will find another great coach to step in. So just wanted to mention that before we jump back into basketball. So basketball, it's easy to get wrapped up in basketball right now, CJ. You and I are guys that maybe get wrapped up in a year-round. But
absolutely.
Congratulations to Chris. Lubbock Christian will have a new leader, and I have a feeling they won't miss a beat here. Pretty good football program going on. A really good basketball program there, too. Eagles played in the Caprock Classic, as did just about everybody else, including the Panthers. CJ, I said this to a couple of your girls today. I came out and did a video with them. A lot of people, you want to get to the championship game. You want to play for a championship. That's the goal of any kind of tournament. But absolutely. I think in a tournament like the Caprock, you also step back and see who did we play, what did we do, how did we play against them. I thought you guys, maybe a little bit off the radar, had a really good tournament.
We did. We came out with a lot of positives, and we're super excited, for our young men. I told our coaching staff today when we got in our office, I'm not really sure we could have played it any better, honestly. We responded really well to some adversity. Kids played hard all 4 quarters, all 4 games, and then we came out 2-2, and so again, coming out 500 in that tough of a tournament, and some of the teams that we played, we started off with El Paso Eastwood, who's a 6A team. They're going to play some playoff basketball games in 6A. Traditionally, they're known for that. Then we followed up with 4A, Fort Worth Southwest, who's they basically just dropped down to 4A this year. And then we had 4A Fort Worth Dunbar, who traditionally is really good. And if you don't know anything about their styles of play are something that we don't see every night. And so that was really good. And then we finished with Abilene High, who's a 5A program that I truly feel like all 4 of those teams that we played are going to make the playoffs in 4A and 5A and 6A. And so it was really, really, really good for our guys.
What you didn't mention there is Fort Worth Southwest, I think, came in ranked pretty high in the TABC rankings. They're still in there. They lost a few games. I think you mentioned their style. I think not just you guys, but I think Trinity.
Yeah, for sure.
Them.
For sure.
So Tony Wagner was on here earlier, and he made that's a dude that's been around for a while, and
yes,
I think it's kind of like when the old commercials, when E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. When Tony
Absolutely.
Wagner speaks, coaches listen, and
yes,
he
sir.
made a point of there's some pretty good boys basketball out here in West Texas.
Yes, sir.
I think the Caprock was a good chance for a lot of teams to kind of make that statement.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and again, you don't know what to expect, obviously, in a tournament setting. You obviously see, like, your first-round matchup, and so you kind of know that. You get to get a little bit of film on those guys. And then you just start shuffling around because you go, and especially in the Caprock deal, like all coaches, you go, you win, you play at this time, but right. You can play these 2 opponents. And then maybe day 3 or day, the second day or the third day, you're looking at 4 different teams that you might see. And so anyways, you don't really know what to expect. You just kind of, your matchups happen, and then you get about 5 minutes before the game to talk about about what you want to kind of get accomplished, and you got to do it on the fly. And so that was really, when we go back and talk about our performance over those 3 days, that was really cool to see how our young men kind of handled those situations. So the Abilene High game was super. It was a different feeling because we played them at 9 o'clock in the morning,
right?
And we had absolutely nothing on them. Our kids had nothing on them, and so traditionally I was in their district when I was at San Antonio Central, so kind of knew a little bit of what to expect. But again, at the same time, in the regular season, in a tournament like this, we're truly focused on us. And so it was just really cool for our guys to see how fast they made adjustments and the things that they had to go through during that game.
Which everything you just said about playing your young guys, the fact that they didn't panic in that situation is a good sign moving forward. We're already at the first break. We're coming up on that. We'll be back to talk more Memorial Panther basketball in the high school fan zone on 100.7 The Score.
This is the Panther Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Panther Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. I'm going to rattle this off real quick before I forget because these Panthers are on the radio tomorrow as well. I mentioned before 2 big 5-4A doubleheaders in town this week, or this Tuesday. Estacado comes to town. Estacado stays in town. They play at Liberty, girls and boys, 6:15 and 7:30 p.m. Both of those games will be. Oh, I put my phone away. Let me grab it real quick. Those 2 games, 6:15 and 7:30 p.m. at Liberty. Another big doubleheader right across town. Levelland comes to town and plays at Memorial, 6:15 and 7:30 p.m. Both those games will be on Raymar Airwaves. Let me get it up here from my guy, Choice Woodman. The Memorial games will be on 97.7 FM. I believe Clint Scott and Choice will have the call on those 2. Liberty and Estacado will be right here on 100.7 The Score. I would guess that would be Branson Nash on the call, but if you're, first of all, go to the games if you're out and about.
Yes, sir.
Because all 4 of those schools, but especially all 4 of those schools, they want you out there. There's nothing better than a full high school gym on a Tuesday and a Friday night. But if you can't make it, they're going to be on radio, and I believe Memorial and Liberty will both have those live streams as well. You've been around a lot of. I just mentioned the Tuesday and Friday night thing. This is, to me, when high school basketball season starts to get a little bit funner. It's fun all the way, but now tournaments are behind you. I know coaches like this time a little bit better because you get to coach and practice, look at video, yes, get ready for a game, and plus these games all mean a little bit more.
Mean a little something more, yes, sir.
Yep. And for you guys, this first-year program, freshmen and sophomores, whatever, you guys have a chance to do some things in your district.
Yes, sir. It's obviously a different time because you go from the grind of your tournaments to playing more games and you get to practice in a week, and then now you get to kind of get on routine. So it's really cool. This week for sure we'll kind of get our kids back on schedule, and then we told them that today. Like, we got about 6 weeks left that we know of, and so that's going to be really good to see. They'll know on Mondays practices look like this, Wednesdays looks like this, Thursdays, and so on. So
Parker Hicks comes on right after you, and he pointed this out a couple years ago when he was in the same spot with you coaching the young guys. The young guys don't. It kind of caught him off guard a little bit that the young guys didn't understand that you're trying to extend that season. You don't want the end of the season to be the end of the season.
Absolutely.
You want to stretch that thing out. So you have to kind of get those guys into that mindset.
Yeah, it's a good thing in a sense of that. There's not just a ton of pressure in a sense where kids they know scouting reports. Like we talked scouting reports today / game planning, and I think just keeping it very base and simple, obviously, and obviously at the end of the day too is we want to work on us at the same time. It's just, now that I think it's a little bit more difficult as well because they have to understand that, every coach in this district is really good as well. And the same thing that we're doing, preparing for a team, they're doing the same thing. And so, teams are going to have scouting reports as well on us. And they're going to know our personnel and know plays and inbounds and things like that. And so, there is a strategic, obviously, factor involved. But I think our kids, trying to get them to understand that that's happening tomorrow night. It's going to happen. So that's going to be fun, I think, in a sense. So it should be good.
I mentioned you start off with Levelland, and Levelland's off to a really good start this season. They were off to a little bit better start before Christmas break. I think they've lost 3 of 5 games since then. They're 15-6. They're 1-0 in district. Kendall Durette's a guy who played at Levelland, which is something I just learned from Tony Wagner. Coached with Parker Hicks for a year. They like to get up and go.
Yes, sir.
They don't. They're not shy about making you defend all over the court.
Yes, sir.
How excited are you to see for your guys to see that kind of style in a game with a district setting?
Yeah, when you look at our schedule, I think we've played every classification and private schools on top of that. Now we get, again, when you talk about routine, now we get more of a routine of playing Class 4A schools. And so, obviously our enrollment is a different situation than others. But size-wise, physicality and speed and stuff like that, you're able to match up a little bit better than with a 5A or 6A program. And so I think that's good. I think it's good for our kids. Again, when you talk about routine, that's something that will be interesting. But again, yeah, just excited to be a part of it. When you talk about varsity competition, like we have a chance to extend our season, so that part's fun.
Now, you're talking about being in 4A, which is a good situation, but you also get to play the number 9 and number 10 team in the state right now who play each other tomorrow night. So your guys will get a taste of it pretty quick. So
yes, sir.
That wraps us up in the Panther Fan Zone. CJ's team will be on radio tomorrow right here on 97.7 against Levelland at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. We'll come back after this break in the Patriot Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.